1885.
1885.
I
I was
know.
going to say 1885, and I always get it wrong. Chef Rochelle Palermo is here from Good Housekeeping, and you need to know because I visited Good Housekeeping in New York, full of PhDs and chemists and researchers and chefs and home cooks, and they have been testing every item for all these years, and they kept waiting on manufacturers to come up with new items. They said, we're not going to wait anymore, we're just going to make our own.
That's right.
And this is a set of 3 knives, most commonly used in the kitchen, and you also get a sharpener, all for $25. Chef, it's good to have you back, friend.
It's great to see you, David.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
have you
having me
here.
back.
Now, this has also earned the Good Housekeeping seal, which is something that you have to apply for every year. Is that right?
That's correct. You've got to apply for it every year, and you know it's a coveted award. You know, it's a seal that when we test these products, we want to make sure that they do what they say they're going to do. So we test them, we put them through vigorous testing, and we're very, very picky, David. And if it does what it says it's going to do and it meets all the other criteria, you betcha it's really good to go.
So let's talk about what you're going to get in this pack-up. You're going to get 3 knives. There's a Sentoku, a utility knife, and a paring knife. Now, these all come with protective covers called sheaths. So pardon my reach.
Sure.
Let me just reach over you here and open these up. So you can see the Sentoku has that Grantham edge, so it's going to help make the blade less prone to sticking with various wet foods.
That's correct.
Then a serrated utility knife. And then probably one of your most used knives in the kitchen, the paring knife.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't open boxes with this, please. And then you also get the sharpener.
Oh, I love the sharpener.
So can I do straight edge and serrated with that sharpener?
With the sharpener, you want to do just the straight edge. But
just
David,
the straight edge.
Think about it. You can not only sharpen these 2 knives, your Sentoku and your paring knife, any knife that you have in the drawer that's dull.
Any knife.
Any knife other than
remember,
a serrated.
These are also a great size, too, because, Chef, I think you would agree with me that knives should be an extension of your hand.
They sure should. And you know what? You ask any chef, David, and everybody will say, if you ask them what's the one thing that they have to have in their kitchen, it's a knife, and it's a sharp knife. I mean, imagine going to the hairdresser and your hairdresser cutting your hair with dull scissors. It's a disaster.
Plus, it would hurt. So this is why, and remember, it's not a sharp knife that's likely to cut you. It's a dull knife because you're working hard.
That's right, because you press on it, it moves around, it doesn't go through the food.
We have colors for you, as we often do in these stories. This is crimson. Then I have it for you in the ash. Really beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
Then I've got it for you in agate, which is a fancy word for blue. And then finally we have it for you in sage. There's sage. And that's most limited. 5 easy payments of only $5 each. Remember when your knives were brand new? Remember what a joy they were to use? Remember when they were so sharp and
100%.
they would cut through anything? And it took all the work out of prep work, right?
I'm telling you, a lot of people are probably cutting at home with a dull knife. And that's why they're like, I don't want to get in the kitchen. Things are, too tough to do. Get a sharp knife. I'm telling you, it's a game changer in the kitchen.
And if it gets a little dull, you've got a sharpener.
Yeah, and you have a sharpener. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. And now you're cooking, like you're making beautiful food.
Beautiful
your
knife
food's not
skills,
being
Chef.
hacked. Thank you, sir. Your food is
I don't have good knife skills, so I love watching somebody who does.
Well, look, I'll show you the little paring knife. I love this knife. In fact, my husband loves it too. And we're always like, where's that little knife? And you know what? I love it because it's very sharp. It's got a nice pointy tip, so you can get any of the little stems and seeds out of. But you can do your little fine slices. And look at this is a little radish, and look at how fine I can slice that radish because it's so
now,
sharp.
Chef, I'm not sure you're familiar with a watermelon radish.
Oh, I love watermelon
They're so
radishes.
They're so pretty.
I love them.
Not only are they tasty, but they're pretty.
I know.
So if you happen across a watermelon radish in your grocery store, buy 3 of them because they're so lovely. And they make your salads look great. Not to mention, they're going to taste great.
It's true.
$25. Now, Chef, am I understanding that I read on email that you can put this in the dishwasher?
You can. And that's different than most knives. A lot of knives that you can find out there are so precious, David. And you gotta hand wash them. This is a high-grade stainless steel, and you can put it in the dishwasher. So it's your buddy in the kitchen. It's your workhorse in the kitchen. It's what's going to get you through all the cooking
Chef, this is
that you want to do.
Two-stage
It is a 2-stage. So not just the 1 stage. What you do is there's a coarse and a fine. So you always start off with the coarse, and you run it through a few times, just as much as you need to.
Because you're giving the knife a new edge.
Because you're giving it a new edge, and then you're going to go through the finer sharpener part, and that's going to hone it nicely. So I mean, look I could just kind of cut one of these radishes again, and you could see Look at that. I mean, what you want to do is you want to glide your knife through the food. You don't want to be like this, sawing through
Look
it.
how thin those
Yeah,
slices
look
are.
at that. That's so thin. You know, because you have a sharp knife. I'm telling you, there's your salad, okay? Everybody is trying to eat healthier, right? It's January. We all want to get in our best shape ever. Eat your vegetables, make your salads. And then my grandma always taught me to make your vinaigrette. She said, throw a crushed scarlet clove in a jar, vinegar, oil, little Dijon, salt and pepper, shake it up,
Or
and
maybe
there's your
you're looking
vinaigrette.
to mince that garlic and you
There
want
you
to
go.
smash it first
Yeah.
and you need a nice wide blade. That's where the santoku comes into play.
Yeah, sure.
And then that same knife can be used for mincing. Wow.
Yeah,
And
no problem.
this is lovely. We have 4 color choices for you.
Great.
We have the crimson. So let's take a look at crimson. Here's crimson. Remember, these are all dishwasher safe. You're not going to hear us say that very often about a knife.
I know.
Then we have it in ash. Then we have it for you in agate, which is a fancy word for blue.
Yeah.
It's kind of the gemstone word for blue.
Yeah.
And then we have it in sage. There's the sage. These are $25. Remember, these have earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a seal that's been around since 1909.
Yes, it's been around since 1909.
This is
seal.
the same brand that publishes the magazine that many of you have probably been subscribing to. The first one was published in 1885.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's longer than my 100-year-old grandmother, by the way.
And when you see that seal, you know
Yeah.
it's a mark of quality because everything has to reapply annually for that
Correct.
seal. Any
Correct.
product that has earned that seal, right?
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely, David. Look at this. I'm going to do now my breakfast, right? I tell breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You could do it all. You want to do your little oranges? Look at this. You can kind of go around, take off that peel. It's not a problem. You're not going to hack away your food. You're going to
You're
really
leaving the precious flesh and you're just taking away the bitter rind, right?
exactly. Look at that. I'd love to segment oranges. I could do this all day. So.
Now, Chef is going to be back with us on Wednesday night. She's got,
Yeah,
I understand, a
excited.
set of skillets. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, an 8-inch skillet.
Oh, just one skillet, one skillet.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Garlic smells delightful.
Oh, doesn't it? I know.
And it's good to see you, friend.
Thank you. I'm busy away chopping. Hi.
You just chop away. And we're going to go into something that's already very popular and very popular on auto delivery, and that is Roar.